blank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy, is in the building. Salute to all my New York Knicks fans everywhere. Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Thank y'all for coming through and rocking with us. Salute to everybody watching everywhere. Those that are in the comment section, those that are watching but maybe not commenting, salute to y'all too, man. Salute. Just gonna put some stuff up here. I didn't have time to prepare much, many graphics and all of that, man, but just want to put this up here to show. Man, the Indiana Pacers beat the Knicks again, this time 130-121 in Indianapolis. The Pacers seemed as if they had could keep us at arm's length all night. Didn't necessarily get a great showing from Jalen Brunson, nor Josh Hart, nor Karl Anthony Towns. We saw goodness from them in spurts, but we didn't see a total team effort tonight. And the Knicks are in a place where it's going to be hard to keep positive thoughts going forward. It's going to be hard to keep. It's going to be hard to be positive knowing that your team has lost 3 out of 4 and knowing they need to win 3 in a row against a team they just lost 3 out of 4 to. Can't speak to what the coaching staff was looking to get from this game tonight. The Knicks legitimately shot 12 of 29. The Knicks got 39 free throws tonight, everybody. The Knicks shot 39 free throws. So we can complain about the referees, right? But when you get 39 free throws, I mean, they can't blow the whistle on every call. CAA was good. Coach was good. Wiseman was happening. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. Lily Phillips was happening. Hit him up is in the building. Salute. Mike, what's good, man? Hit him up. I'm with you. This is bad, bro. This is bad. Ro, what's good? Romelio Alvarez is in the building. I'm sorry about the mispronunciation. Fred Wong is in the building. Salute. This is bad, y'all. Yeah, this is bad. Let me bring my guy in here. Keith Turner's in the building. Salute. Keith Turner, fresh off of stopping a playground battle royal between the Matrix and Mr. Anderson. Salute, Keith Turner. Jeremy is in the building. Yeah, man. I don't know how to approach how I feel tonight. Following this loss, I'm not a journalist, and so I don't have to display journalistic integrity to describe what I saw tonight. But what I will say is this team is missing something, and I don't know what it is. Clearly, is Coach. You ever made a meal and tasted it, and before you served it, you were like, "This is missing something." I just don't know what it's missing.
We don't have enough quality wings, and we don't have enough shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 2 top of the food chain wings, but there's a big drop off after that.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the playoffs, look around the NBA, even the bad teams and the young teams. They got wings for days. You just pick one out of a hat.
Just random.
You got some 6'8", 6'9", 6'7", long, athletic guy. Pause, and we can't even find one. People that make outside shots when they're open more often than not. You see other teams do it to us all the time. But like I was saying in the playback after the game, it's not that I think that Tibbs is a bad coach. He's the wrong coach for this team. We don't have he's running stuff defensively that this team's not built to run. When you have 2 juggernauts on offense, you can't expect to run the kind of defense he runs with those 2. Not to make an excuse, but you gotta, just like the Pacers do for Haliburton, because he's not an all-world defender. You put guys in that cover up his weaknesses. Because you do that because what you need from him and on the other side of the court. Same thing that we need to do. We have a guy that's just set in his ways and with his scheme, and it's not a plug and play system. You got to have a special. It works for guys that play above their talent level. Like it works for them hustle guys, them hustle team kind of guys. It doesn't work for a team that's got talent like this. You got to run a scheme that fits your talent. It's just not the right fit. I'm not saying Tibbs is a bad coach. He does some things good. Like I said, he's a high floor guy. Tibbs teams are always going to be competitive and tough and gritty, but not the right guy for this. You got to go two things. You blow it up and pick a bunch of players that fit Tibbs if you're going to keep them, or you get a coach that fits the style of the players you got. Because all this switching crap we do, it looks like we're running around with a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off on defense every damn trip down the court. I'm tired of seeing it. We have two, actually three if you include Mitch. We have three high-level defensive players on the ball defenders that can cover a man.
Right.
And here you got them switching every 2 seconds. Let these athletes fight around and through these screens, bro. All this switching, Rick Carlisle outcoached him because Indiana Pacers are weaving through each other, handoff passes, weaving through, just waiting to get their switch they want. Where Bridges is having to defend.
Let me speak to that just a little bit. Like when coaches mentioning the switch, I understand where you're coming from with the switch, but it's not just the switch in everybody. It's the switch and the high hedge.
Yeah, the hedge.
The switch. Yeah. I got it, coach. I got you. The switch, the high hedge, and then forcing your big to move a washing machine every time you get a high hedge, right? Because the big can't allow the other big just to go stand in front of the basket while somebody's hedging out high, right? And then you get and then once you get the high hedge, right, now you're getting the guy that was screened sprinting back into the play to get back to closing the gap with his defender. And it just puts you in this weird space of, are you burning out the legs of OG and Mikal Bridges on defense to the point where you can't really get anything from them on offense? And like what Coach mentioned, since you don't have other 6'7", 6'8" wings coming off the bench to give them rest so that you can run the same thing, you put more emphasis on it when it's OG and Bridges out there. Right? Yo, Vert was good. Keyshawn was good.
What's good, Freezy? Coach.
Yeah,
man, tough win.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying what's good, but you already know. You know,
this series ain't good, I'll tell you that.
And it doesn't help when you got the Turnilova Knicks.
That's the biggest thing with me.
The three Villanova guys are the sloppiest damn people with the ball of all of them.
Hold on for a split second. Hold on. All right, Coach. Leave us good, bro.
What up, Corey?
Yeah. How you doing, gentlemen?
Good, Coach.
Good, man.
Just sloppy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think turnovers is the biggest reason why we lost. Just us giving turnovers and us not being able to create turnovers on the defensive end. Because I mean, we were once Brunson was on the bench. When we had Shamet and Wright in, we were actually creating chances because we were forcing turnovers. So we were running the break, and it was looking pretty good. I think it's harder to hide Brunson on defense because with Cad it's easier because he has a Miles Turner on him who's not really affecting the game. With Brunson, you have Nimhard, Neesmith. These guys are always moving around, and all they're doing is passing the ball to the guy who has Brunson on the mismatch or Cat and going at him. That's all they're doing. And then once the defense breaks down, just kick out the ball, a few more passes, wide open shot. That's all they're doing is just abusing the mismatches that they have. And we're not doing that either. So yeah.
You mentioned Dylan Wright and Shamit, right? Did it felt like they were more involved in game 3 than they were in game 4? Because to me, it felt like from this one to this one, I felt like they were obviously, not setting the defensive tone early like they did in game 3. First quarter, they held them to what, 24 points. And now in this one, by the end of the first, it was already a halftime score.
Yep.
Yeah, we couldn't stop them to save our lives. Like Indiana was able to get whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
And that oh, so you can go.
So let me do this. I want y'all to get whatever it is off your chest, but after this, I gotta moderate a little bit to make sure that the show have a flow to it. So I'm just gonna ask Lee to go ahead and say how he feel, and then we'll get to this round robin type thing. What's up, Lee?
First of all, good evening, and if you like this show, please like and subscribe, and please share this. But I'm gonna get to my point. We could not get stops. Turnovers was tremendously horrible. The cat was too passive in a lot of different situations. Mikal Bridges, I can't understand why you gave so much space to Haliburton, because he knocked down big shot after big shot. And just better overall team defense. Josh Hart, where your brain at, bro? We gave you an opportunity to come off the bench so you could look at and see what's going on, man. And it's like you just said, you had like not even a brain fart, brain diarrhea. Pause. And we missed an opportunity. That's what I'm saying. We missed a major opportunity. Go ahead, Freezy. Do what you gotta do, bro.
All right, hey Vert, go ahead, bro.
I say they had plenty of opportunities in games 1 and 2. To me, I think that the possession game is, to me, is paramount to why the Knicks, are in certain deficits. That it's like, you know what, it's definitely beatable. They definitely overcome. But like, again, I can't stress this enough, man. It's like perimeter defense. It's like the high percentage shot is always going to be the 2. I'd rather give that up than a 3 ball, because the defense just keeps collapsing. And yeah, man, the Knicks, to me, were too careless with the ball. And if they can put Brunson, through a lot, then they have to reciprocate that effort with against Haliburton. So yeah, the Knicks are in a spot where they have to win 3 straight. Knicks is 7.
What you thinking, Coach?
I just see a lot of people pointing fingers at the wrong thing sometimes. Like, for anyone to complain about Cat being the reason we did anything bad or that we lost, yeah. Did he have a couple stupid fouls? Yep, I agree. But that man puts us in a position offensively because we're still not using them properly, and we're not using them enough.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, I don't want to hear about anybody in any universe or hive talk about Tibbs caring more about offense when you put in guys like DeLon Wright and Sham. We don't have any offense on the bench. So any subbing they do is not an offensive sub. And if you think the defense was better when Cat was out and Brunson was out, the last time I checked, look at the plus minuses.
Yeah, that's not true.
Mitch was minus 20 tonight. I love Mitch.
Well,
he looked good. He looked
hold
good.
Hold on, Coach. Let me do this just real quick. Let me just do this real quick. the plus minus thing. Now I get what you're saying about the effectiveness of Mitchell Robinson tonight. If I'm Tibbs though, Mitchell Robinson has built up enough cachet for you to have faith in him to put him back in the game, bro.
Yeah, he should have been back tonight.
The fact that he didn't play Mitch just reinforces the fact that when he gets in a mode, he's gonna stay in that mode.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all can like we defend, like all of us defend Tibbs at certain points, and we all know what his weaknesses are, and we bury our head in the sand about Tibbs' weaknesses, right? But just on Coach's point, the plus minus thing, Coach, I don't think that's fair to Mitchell Robinson. Not tonight, bro, because every NBA player is gonna have a wild plus minus thing at some point, and you never know when it's gonna come.
Yeah, no,
Right.
and I wasn't bringing that up.
Hold on.
No, but you're speaking on it as me.
That's
That was
not what
my
I'm doing.
point.
That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is if the guys had knocked down shots with Mitch on the floor, the plus minus would have been different.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. That's the point that I'm getting at. Like Mitch played, guys wasn't hitting shots. You normally don't depend on Mitchell Robinson for offense. So even when he does contribute defense and they don't score, that plus minus can look crazy at times. That's just what I'm getting at about Mitch and the plus minus.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and I was just using that number as an example of doesn't paint the picture on the offense and defense. Like, because like Cat being in, like the defense didn't look any worse or better. Like it looked the same to me.
Okay.
The Pacers were still getting their shots, whether Mitch was in there or Deuce was in there. I mean, Deuce is supposed to be this defensive demon, and TJ McConnell steals his lunch the whole game.
Yeah, I think we played better defense when Brunson was off. And no slight to him, no.
Yeah.
But when Ray and Shammer was on the court, there was more.
Usually Haliburton isn't in too
defense, the more alert
at that time.
So just want to say something real quick. The Pacers had a 9-point lead. Jalen Brunson sat. When Jalen Brunson came back in the game, the score was 55-55. So whatever combination of players Tom Thibodeau used, they scratched and clawed and got back into this game. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Brunson is the reason why we lost, but there was a stretch in this game where Jalen Brunson looked like Keystone Cops. Y'all saw it.
Yeah.
Y'all saw it. It was like Jalen Brunson was out there on rollerblades and banana peels, on ice, right? And then Josh Hart came to the rescue and was like, "I'll do you one better," right? And so there was that moment, and you could see kind of the life like going out of the team. Like you could see the air going out of the tire some, because when you depend on the guy to be the hero all season, and when your hero doesn't have it, what else can you do? And quite frankly, this might, and if you just look at the box score alone with Jalen Brunson, the box score don't tell the story at all. The box score doesn't tell the story at all with Jalen Brunson. Right.
Yeah.
And Lee, as a matter of fact, this might be 2 nights in a row where Jalen Brunson has numbers, but he didn't look like the captain that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He didn't do nothing to affect the
greatly
game.
uncomfortable in there.
He didn't do nothing to affect the game. Period. That's my whole point.
Yeah. I can see.
I really think the issue that because we can't hide him on defense. Like Indiana, they have the depth, they have the perimeter defenders to like hide his deficiencies on the perimeter. We really don't have that. So it just, and they're just exposing it even more. So
I wanted to ask y'all a question. Which part of Rick Carlisle's adjustment were you the most impressed with? Was it the fact Was it the fact that he used Jalen Brunson on defense to stretch the floor and get more room for Pascal Siakam? Or was it the fact that when Brunson got ready to click into hero mode, they showed trap, whether they were coming or not? Sometimes they would trap, sometimes they wouldn't. Which one of those adjustments that Rick Carlisle made did you think maybe had more of a turning point in the game?
I would say the latter.
The showing of exotic defenses to Brunson?
Yeah, I just think that Brunson kind of like, all right, when the ball sticks to him, there comes a time where he does dribble into double coverage, and he's forced to make a pass, an ill-advised pass, and then it's off to the races from there on in. And they're trying to pressure the ball handler, where we're kind of anticipating the drive, and we're not ready for the kick somehow. So yeah, to me, I just think the defensive dynamic of this Knicks team kind of changed from game to game. To me, that's how I look at it. But feel free to disagree.
I'm gonna say this. Yes, to one thing, it was the multiple defenders and the fact that also they put Jalen Brunson in almost every on defense. They put him in a lot of different actions, which forced him to be all over the place. Um, they exposed him on defense totally, totally, and they took that to advantage. They took advantage of that, and there was nothing we could do about that. It was no every time when we countered that, Tibbs went back to putting them back out there because he felt like he can get hot and get a spark. I, like you said earlier, Jason, Jalen Brunson was bewildered, and he was mentally not into the game. Period. At all. Not all.
Yeah, Vert, that's a lot of things happened tonight, man. A lot of things happened on the court, and a lot of things happened in Knicks universe, and I mean in NBA universe tonight. Like Indiana going up 3-1 against the Knicks just showed the world that at this moment, right, at 11:34 p.m., the Indiana Pacers are a better franchise than the Knicks are right now. Right? Does that mean long term, short term, whatever term, whatever? Indiana in the 7-game series won 3 out of the first 4 games. And we can speculate what'll happen in game 5, 6, and 7, but that's speculation. Right? That's speculation. One of the things that I noticed, Coach, is that we have clear shortcomings. And going forward, if you think Indiana exploited our shortcomings, you can bet that every team that we see going forward, right, from here on out, unless this roster changes drastically, they're going to play us the same way Indiana's playing us, right? We have an undersized power forward that can't defend other power forwards, right? And though he contributes with points, rebounds, and assists, it's not the kind of contribution this team needs in a starting lineup.
Yep.
Or in heavy rotation for that matter. Right? The fact that Mitchell Robinson sat 29 minutes in a basically in a must-win, basically. Mitch sat 29 minutes and he wasn't in foul trouble. That man played 19 minutes. He jumped ball at center. He played a large stretch. The cat got in foul trouble. And then before you know it, you saw Tibbs go to the bench to get Mitch, you were like, okay, maybe he's going to give Mitch a blow. But with our season and theoretically hanging in the balance, maybe he's going to play Mitch 30 minutes tonight. Maybe he's going to get everything he can out of Mitchell Robinson tonight so that this lead doesn't go to 3-1. But he didn't. He didn't. Right? He went the opposite. with a theoretical must win, he chose Josh Hart over Mitch. And that should send a message to everybody. Whether it doesn't matter how big a Tips fan you are, Hart fan you are, Mitch fan you are, Tom Thibodeau chose Mitchell Robinson over Josh Hart. And maybe he had been doing that all year, and the coaching staff had been begging him to do the opposite, and he wouldn't listen. But the first opportunity he got to prove to everybody that he prefers Josh over anyone, he did it. And we lost. Now, have we lost games? Now, have we won games with Josh Hart? Absolutely. Absolutely. But in this series, though, where Josh Hart is going to have to guard either Miles Turner or Pascal Siakam, why is this even a choice? I don't see where not playing Mitchell Robinson. The thing is, Coach, the thing is with me, right, is I like the guys on the team, right? I don't always buy into the fan hyperbole, like such and such is the GOAT and such sucks. I don't really buy into that. This is why I argue a lot, right? But the fact that your back is against the wall and you chose to do the thing that people carved out your reputation on means that's not your reputation. That's who you are. That's not who people say you are. That's who you are. It boggles my mind. Deuce McBride played 15 minutes. Deuce and Landry Shamet almost played the same amount of minutes tonight.
Yeah. Deuce almost played 30 minutes last game and he didn't do nothing.
Last game?
We won.
We won though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but my point is this. Hart's stats, just like you talk about Brunson's stats don't paint the picture.
I was talking about Deuce though, Coach.
Yeah. No, I know. You're talking about Hart first.
No, I was talking about Hart, but I was talking just a second. I was talking about Deuce though.
All right. I was going to go to Hart, but I'll wait on that. Yeah. My bad.
The thing is even if Deuce is not productive on your stat sheet, it's something about the energy, synergy, and chemistry that Mitch and Deuce bring to your team. These guys seem to be a more cohesive unit. So even with Deuce and Mitch on the floor, even if they don't shoot the threes, maybe somebody else that's on the floor is going to knock down those threes. Right. Because of Deuce. Maybe Deuce is the one throwing the pass. Maybe Mitch is the one setting the screen for that person to get open to take that three.
Right. No, I agree.
Not only that, but real quick, Coach, I'm sorry. Right. Not only just that, but Mitch communicates on the defensive end. He's letting people know what's going on. He's orchestrating the defense, and he's trying to help create turnovers and keep everybody where they're at and keep everybody on point to some degree. And that right there in itself, even though it doesn't fill the stats up, that helps it out because now people know there's a screen coming this way, screen coming that way. I got you. I'm going to pick it up for you. Hold on a second. I got it back. Don't switch. Stay still. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he's developed over the 7 years that he's been here. So, and if I could give him anything, any latitude, that's the only thing I'm going to give him.
Right. Yeah.
And we appreciate the Mitchell Robinson fan club coming through.
No, and the thing is, whether it comes down to this, what you said, Tom Thibodeau chooses time and time again, Josh Hart, to give him all those minutes, all that time in the game. You give Precious Achiuwa those minutes, he's going to almost average the same averages, if not more, than Josh Hart has. Maybe not as many assists, but rebounding and points, he would have more than Hart. He's already shown he averages more than Hart when he plays starter minutes. You give any pro a chance. You give any of these guys that are pros that you were a first round pick at one time. You give them 35, 38 minutes a game, they're going to get you a double-double, my friend. I mean, and you choose to start Mitch, and then you only go back to it in the start of the third.
Yeah.
And then you never go back to it again. You just stay with Hart the whole time when Hart's killing you over and over again in the game.
They would have had to scrape Mitchell Robinson off the floor with a squeegee before I took him out, bro. They would have they'd have had to sweep Mitchell Robinson up in a dustpan to get him off the floor if it was me, and if it were me, right? And I know that sounds crazy, but look at what he did for Cat. Cat laid on the floor, pounding the ground. His knee was in so much pain. Tom Thibodeau never even looked at Mitch.
Yep. It's just he's stubborn.
Just real quick for all the Mitchell Robinson fans, if you saw Cat on the ground pounding the ground, right? Pounding the ground in excruciating pain, bro. Soon as it happened, that man went straight to the ground. Man, that man pounding the ground, holding his knee. Tom Thibodeau stood there and waited for Cat to get up. I saw Mitchell Robinson reach for the bottom of his shirt, and he's like, Cat, you good? That man didn't even think about putting Mitchell Robinson in the game in a situation where you needed 3-point shooting and offensive rebounding. Right? Ivory said he took off his jersey. I thought he was reaching for his shirt I thought he was taking his warm-up off Ivory 10, is what I thought. The Knicks were down by 8. They needed 3-point shooting and offensive rebounding, right? Of course, when you're down, we all know you got to play defense too, but that's a part of it, right? That man didn't even look at Mitchell Robinson. And if you're a Mitchell Robinson fan and you still defending Tibbs after what you saw, you got to explain to me why you are not having Tom Thibodeau in the ringer right now. Yep. Right? Because I'm going to remember this moment. I already have it checked. From here, when every time the Mitchers say, well, man, Mitch need money. Hey, bro, Cat was on the ground with an injured knee. Tibbs looked at that man and was like, nah, dog. And asked Cat if he was good. He didn't know what was going on with Cat's leg, bro. He knew Cat was going to stay in the game. He didn't even consider putting Mitch in the game. When you needed stops and you needed offensive rebounding. And coach, when it happened, right? What's the first thing I told you about Cat? I was like, yo, why is Cat still in the game when we need rebounding? He's not going to be able to rebound out of his area because of his knee. Remember me talking about that?
Yeah.
Cat's not going to be able to rebound out of his area because of his knee. And sure enough, soon as we came down jacking threes and Cat was giving up rebounds left and right, and it wasn't even his fault because he was injured. But Mitchell Robinson had only played 19 minutes. And Precious played, 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
Bro, it's like you
Precious
give
played 2 minutes.
You give an iron, you get all them Iron Chef Michelin star restaurant ingredients like Kobe beef and truffle oil and all this fancy stuff.
Truffle butter. You like truffle butter?
And you hand it to a
Coach, you ain't answering the question. You like truffle butter?
It's all right. It's overrated.
I love truffle butter, bro. I ain't gonna front.
Fancy for nothing.
It's
all right.
Truffle butter is like,
it's pretty good.
Truffle butter is like, well, I was gonna say something naughty right now.
I'd rather have some cinnamon butter from Texas Roadhouse or something.
Oh, you tripping?
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, it's really just a rich man's mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's all it is. Aioli is just fancy the word for mayo. So anyway, what I was getting at, it's like you get someone now. Shout out to everyone that works at Five Guys back there on the grill. You make some good hamburgers. It's like getting a cook like that and hand them all them fancy ingredients and kind of have them do something with it. Or you give someone all the ingredients to bake a cake and you put the flour and the milk in there and you don't put the egg in there. You put the egg in at the end when it's already cooked. Like that's what Tibbs is doing.
Now you got waffles instead of cake.
Yeah, he's giving them all these ingredients and he don't mix them around right.
Yeah, now you got waffles and egg instead of cake.
He put them in out of order. Like every once in a while, you're gonna hit something and get lucky. Like you're playing Yahtzee. You throw 6 dice out there, you're gonna get some 6s here and there.
You're gonna dance all night to get lucky. You just to get lucky.
And look, like I said, Tibbs is good for some things, but making these decisions with this roster, I can't live with it anymore, bro. Like he's good at making chicken salad out of chicken, you know what? I just don't think Josh Hart is a good piece to have in your rotation per se in general, but to count on him for major minutes and major decisions or opportune times, I just can't live with it, man.
It's not starting.
And Mikal Bridges' inconsistency, I'm tired. I'm starting to get tired of sticking up for the man. To be honest with you. Yeah, for some reason, somehow, he was 4 or 5 from the 3-point line, which looks nice.
He made those shots though.
But you look at his stat line, he was 6 of 15. So that means he was 2 of 10. Every time I see him shoot a fadeaway 4-foot brick in this game, bro, come on, man. You under the rim, you cook the hell out of Haliburton like 4 or 5 times in Nebhart, and instead of just doing a drop step like layup over him when you long as hell, pause, you can shoot a layup over both of them guys. You decide to do a reverse 360 turnaround fadeaway jumper from 6 foot, which a lot of times he makes them. I get it. But come on, man, just shoot a layup. Sometimes. And OG, he only gets what he can get. I can understand that. And he makes some tough, crazy shots sometimes. He's not as involved in the offense as they should be. And I understand he's our other linchpin with the defense. It's hard to count on him for offense all the time. I get that. But the weird stuff he does around the rim, we joke about it all year long. He can't finish in traffic that well. And we miss so many and ones all the time. Like Josh missed the 1 or 2 days. OG missed some. It's like, it just seems like every shot we make it so hard on ourselves. It seems like everything's such a hard shot.
Yeah.
And it ain't like the Pacers D is that great that made our shots. I mean, yeah, a couple times the Pacers did play some good team defense. I'll give them credit.
That's what NBA teams do. During the course of a game, you're going to see 5 or 6 great defensive plays for any NBA team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they're in their bag and they're on a run and
they're
making some threes and on fast breaks, he's slapping the ground. We do it, So like it's hard to make it. It's hard to. I try to see things with the glass half full, man, but it's hard, bro.
Hey, hold on, Coach. Hold on, because it sounds like you're getting deeper and deeper into your bag. I'm going to ask the panel this. I'm going to ask the panel this. Have y'all given up on Tom Thibodeau? This is for I want to ask Vert and Keyshawn first. Or Keyshawn, have you given up on Tibbs?
Oh, I wouldn't say I've given up on him.
Why not?
Just
Like, what's giving you
I
hope?
want to see how the team would look. I think if we just had better defenders on the bench, just better talent on the bench, that he would go to them. Like, I don't.
Okay.
Like, if there is another coach, like, who would be the one in mind to replace him?
The thing about that is I'm not saying fire Tibbs. I'm asking if you've given up on Tibbs. And the thing about this, and this is what I talked to. I think I spoke to Coach about it before, but I speak to a lot of people about it. Maybe I said it here. The thing about hiring and firing, right, is you fire somebody because they're inadequate. You don't fire somebody because you already have an automatic replacement in place. You fire somebody, you open it up for all your candidates. It's just like at your job. You know what I'm saying? Open it up, see who the best candidates are. See who the best candidates are out there. Interview them, seeing if they're a match for your organization and what they can they problem solve, right? Those are the two things you want to ask in the interview process, right? Are they a match for your organization, right? Do they match your timeline? Are you bringing in a young coach that's not ready to coach veterans? Are you bringing in a veteran coach that's not ready to coach young players? Are you bringing in a old coach who's stuck in a system and your young guys want to run? You want to make sure that he's a fit, right? And then and you don't hire him right then. You also ask, hey, these are our problems. Give me your in-depth answer on how you fix our problems. Right? Right. And if they can't answer those questions, then you move on to another candidate. But you can't live your life thinking it's like love. You can't break up with somebody thinking like, oh, I can't break up with this person because I have to have somebody to fall in love with immediately. Nah, you can't look at it like that, man. You gotta, if you move on from Tibbs, you have to be in the mindset that you're gonna find the best candidate that matches everything that you want to do. That way, he can come in and fix the issues that the old coach couldn't fix. Right? And so you can't just do that, but like, yo, I'm gonna just go get Doc Rivers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't think about, you don't
I would
do it. Just what you said.
I would
you don't
say
do
as
it
a championship, if you're in a win now mode, it's kind of like urgent to have someone to come in and fill in that role. You know, like I don't think you would have time to just sit around and go through the off season. Just
You talking about like the Cleveland Cavaliers did?
like, I mean, where are they
Like the Golden
now?
State Warriors did with Mark Jackson?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they got Steve Kerr right in there.
Yeah, but Steve Kerr didn't have no resume before that.
No, he did not. He was an assistant.
But they knew who they wanted, and they got him right when it, you know.
Nah, they knew
and
who
it worked out for them.
They knew they wanted to get rid of what you was about.
But remember, Steve Kerr was also on the radar for the Knicks. Basically, what I'm saying is basically.
They vetted it. Oh, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Freezy.
But basically, what I'm saying is this: you can't. It's not reasonable for smart fans to tuck their heart away for the sake of fearing that it's going to be broken. Now you got to live your life, bro. If Tibbs is not the guy, if you watch Tom Thibodeau play Mitchell Robinson 19 minutes tonight when your team needed defense, if you're Tom Thibodeau and if you're a Knicks fan and you saw Mitch play 19 minutes tonight, You got to be upset with that, especially when Lee. You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm great.
I
Your
mean, we
mic's
were
pretty hot. We
down.
hear you.
We were down most of the second half by double digits.
Yeah, I get it, but the thing is, right before Game 3, Tibbs made a gesture to the world saying, "Hey, Mitch is my guy. He's the starter. I trust him to run with the first unit." Right? And then not even a week later, you're already going back to Josh. The next game, you playing Josh Hart more minutes than you play your starting center.
Yeah. I, I yeah. Someone
Keyshawn
else
breaking.
than Josh.
Hey, you breaking up? Are you breaking up?
Yeah, hold on one sec.
Okay. Yeah, Coach, it sounded like Keyshawn was. You remember that TV show Auto Man?
Yeah.
You you remember Max Headroom from Coca-Cola?
No, like, bro, I've been over Tibbs for a minute, bro. I've been trying to support him as a fan and give him the benefit of the doubt and respect his, he's a professional. But this is the modern NBA, man. A lot of us, a lot of people are trying to hold on to something that it ain't no more. The league ain't what it used to be. And Thibodeau is what it used to be kind of coach. Okay. My problem with him, like it's always been, it revolves around his lineup choices, man. He sticks with his core group the whole season, even when there was struggles. And because of that, he doesn't like adapt to matchups and his struggles to maximize the team's full potential. Like, because his prolonged use of like certain starters, even when they're underperforming, and like his reluctance to adjust the starting lineup all year until just now. When he feels like his season and his job's on the line, now you want to do it? You should have done it earlier in the year.
So yeah.
So more bench guys were more prepared, and you were more flexible for the playoff atmosphere when good coaches know how to throw different things at you, and you can change things up. Okay. You can't just impose your will. He's trying to be an impose your will on the other team kind of coach, and all he's doing is imposing his will on the Knicks team. Is what he's doing. He's imposing his ways and his will, and he's trying to force a square peg into a round hole. And I'm not making excuses for the team, but you can't expect a team that's not built for his style to perform how his style's built for Nerlens Noel and Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock and Alec Burks to play above their talent level because it's a certain style of play that maximizes guys that are a minimum. Okay. That's what
Can I go now?
Scheme does. Go ahead, man.
Now I'm gonna say this. I disagree with you with that whole modern day coach stuff, but I will say this. Look, don't do that, man. Just listen.
Go ahead. Lee, go ahead, bro. Come on, man. Go ahead, Lee.
He just proved that he could beat a modern day coach when he beat Boston. Regardless, regardless, he beat somebody who relied on analytics and his style of play. Now I will say this: Tibbs' issue is Tibbs himself, and the fact that he gets so hamstrung and caught in his own way that he hurts himself. His stubbornness is his weakness. The fact that he doesn't listen to his staff and allow them to implement their knowledge or their insight into the situation or even into the scheme. That's where he's at fault at the most. And that's what hurts our team the most. And also to relying on something, which I will agree with you, the square peg in the round hole in primary and very, very serious situations. So if we do decide to go somewhere else, I hope they vet somebody who can.
So basically, what you just said, Lee, is that you agree with Coach 100%.
No, I don't agree with him
Yeah,
100%.
but I'm
No,
not
no, no,
saying
no, 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 no,
no. Let me
no, no, no. Don't cut me, please, Coach. Don't
I'm
do that,
cutting you
man.
off. I
Yo!
wasn't done.
Hey! God damn it! The fuck y'all think y'all doing?
What do you mean?
I run this shit here. I'm trying to talk, and y'all gonna tell me to shut up?
I didn't. Oh, I never told you shut up, and I apologize. I was trying to clear my point up.
Uncle Freezy run the show. Coach,
Yes,
Uncle
sir.
Freezy run the show.
Okay.
I understand y'all
know what
have
I did, but thank you.
We sat here and listened to you state your point, and we didn't say nothing, Coach. We just let you rock. You are our brother. We're not trying to throw you
All
away,
right.
but you can't cut us off every time we want to say something.
I was
Come
only.
on, dog.
It's called interjecting to.
I know it's called
to a
shutting the fuck
counterpoint.
up.
No, it was actually counterpointing to
Coach,
something
it's
that
called
I
being
didn't say.
great and being
I didn't say.
respectful of others.
All right. Yep.
Damn, we sat here and I told everybody, listen, don't do that, bro. Let everybody say their point. And we
I didn't
sat
cut him
here
off.
and
He stopped talking, and I thought he was stopped for a
Oh,
second.
so now you telling me to
So
stop
I can have
talking?
a one sentence.
Yeah,
I never told you to stop.
Stop talking, right?
When did I tell you to stop?
This is bro, all you got to do is just allow somebody to state their point.
I usually do, man, but my bad if I did it this time. Didn't mean to.
Damn, bro, come on, dog.
I thought he left a space for me to throw in a sentence. I was gonna let him keep going.
Coach, come on, dog, come on, man.
My bad.
Come on, dog. You still doing it?
All we gotta do is I'll just shut the fuck up.
Even if I don't respect your point, or even if I don't agree with your point, I understand. But I do believe that Lee legitimately came in wanting to be opposite Coach, but then stated all the points that Coach said. That's what I think just happened just now. Right? Lee, all you got, if you just want to state your point, bro, just state your point. I mean, I would have said, hey, Coach, I usually don't agree with you, but I agree with you tonight. But Lee came in and stated all the points that Coach just said, and then said, secondly, this is what I agree with you about. We ain't got to disagree, bro. We ain't got to talk over each other. We brothers up here, bro. We building this thing together.
I agree.
Bro, your man should never. Uncle Freezy, y'all see how y'all got me not being cool, bro? Look at Uncle Freezy right now. Look at this, y'all. This is where we got to be for me to be a moderator on the joint. Come on, man. I understand. Listen, here's the thing. I understand that everybody is upset about this loss, and we are on the precipice of two things: either an NBA Finals or a tremendous heartbreak. And what it looks like right now is that we're on the verge of a tremendous heartbreak, and we don't know if we'll ever get to this point again in our lifetime. We just don't. Getting this close and not being able to get over the hump, knowing that nothing is guaranteed here, bro, is upsetting to me. It's upsetting the coach. I can tell from playback. When we was on playback, I could tell Coach was hurt. I could tell. I could feel it. The folks that was on playback with us, bro, to watch how this team faded down the stretch, went through the motions, was professional about the loss, cut everybody deep. The fact that Tom Thibodeau did not play Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride more minutes, searching for something, goes all the way back to our frustrations about who he did and did not play during the regular season so that we could be prepared for this moment. And here we are on the edge of some doomsday. We saw doomsday coming from as far back as December. Like, hey, this guy's not playing these guys. You have to mix it up, man. He's going to have to do certain stuff. And now here we are on the verge of not seeing June basketball. And it cut me deep, man. Y'all don't see, the thing is, chat, y'all don't know most of y'all don't know what it's like to be a Knicks fan for a million years and always be close and then be the laughing stock of the NBA all summer. Yeah, most of y'all don't know that. That's why when Lee come in and say his point, man, y'all might not even understand like where Lee coming from, like and the fire and brimstone burning in his gut because he want to see the Knicks win. Most of us don't even know what that feel like. Most of us don't even know what it feel like, man. So we up here just, man. I understand that we have a game 5 coming up, right? And I do hope and believe that we can win. But if Tom Thibodeau doesn't play Deuce, doesn't play Mitch, and doesn't do a bunch of things that we've been talking about all the way back in December, a common fan is not going to be able to put out the fire that we're going to have up here, bro. That's just what it is. I want to listen, man. I want to apologize to people watching about me cussing and swearing and all that stuff. I do get frustrated, man, when grown ass men won't let each other talk and be respectful of each other. All this work we put in behind the scenes to come up here and present a dope product, and then we cut each other off and won't even have respect for each other just because we want to win. Win what? Win an argument? Hey, Coach, I apologize to you. You know you're my brother, and I love you with all my heart.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm sorry.
Lee,
I seem like I cut him off.
And Lee, you know you're my brother, and I love you with all my heart.
Bro, we good.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Good. We good. Now, I accept your apology. We good.
See how you cutting me off? See what I'm talking about? That man said we good 14 times. One of these days, me and Corey Lee gonna drink a beer together, and he gonna pay, right?
No problem. I would love to.
Hey, Vert, and Keyshawn, man, I apologize for getting out
It's
of
all
pocket.
good. It's all good, man.
Bro, but we got it, bro. I think we're at like 14,000 subscribers, bro. We on our way to being something grand, and we got to keep presenting ourselves. It's like we were an 8th grader getting ready for high school, man. You got to start acting like a high schooler before you get there.
Right. Well, what I was trying to get at when all this came around, because sometimes when someone chimes in, when someone creates a space for a second, and when they think they're going to be a counterpoint to what they're saying, I was actually going to agree with Corey, but he was like, let me finish. You know, so what I'm saying is, when I say a modern coach, it's all the things that he said. Like it's not just I'm not talking about the modern coach, someone sticking to just threes and analytics. I mean a modern coach that listens to his peers and listens to his fellow coaches and takes the players into account on his decision making. That's a modern way of coaching. That it's not like the tyrant ways of the old cloth, you know. So yeah, I agree. So and that's what I think the fresh blood is needed here for. It's not just because we just need someone new, just have someone. Because if anything, I'd rather have a coach that's not getting in the way than just forces his way on the guys. Because this team is good enough to just get out of their damn way and let these guys play. Same with the bench. Like use who you got all year. Because in this situation, when we're looking for offense, when we have some guys that are not as hot as they normally are, if we used a young buck like a Dottier or a McCullough or Kolick, one of these young guys throughout the season, maybe one of them could have been a spark plug. Look at Ben Mathurin tonight for them. He's been hot garbage for him. He only had 11 points the first 3 games. And then in this game, it's something hit, because he got enough guys in there. When you got enough, it's like when you play the lotto. I'm not saying it's luck what happened, what the Pacers did, but the more tickets you buy, the more chances you get of something hitting. So you got a team full of pros. You rotate 9 or 10 guys in there all the time. One of them's going to hit hot. The percentages are there in your favor that some professionals who at one time in their career was the man because they're in the NBA right now. A lot of these guys can get hot. Like look at someone like Campaign in the Detroit series. He got hot. We got a bunch of guys on our bench that have been that and even in the NBA at times. So this whole false sense of, oh, look at Tibbs using his bench. Like, he don't give them guys enough of a run to get going. He does. He hasn't all year. And I mean, he puts in Precious for 2 minutes. Glad he put him in, but I don't know, man. I know we're all frustrated. That's why we're all edgy right now. This is frustrating.
I'm edgy because I'm trying to work on a thing with these big sponsors.
No, I get it.
We can either be in 2 categories. We can either be in the great Knicks channels category or the 1 in a million Knicks channel category. That's what we are right now. But in order for us to leave the 1 in a million Knicks channel category and be a great channel, there are certain things that we just have to do.
Yeah.
Well, and one of those things is patience.
Yeah. And we should, as Knicks fans, we should have it. We've been waiting long enough. So
Yeah.
we're just getting a little impatient because how long it's been,
Yeah. One of the things that's frustrating me about the way this series is playing out is that I feel like the Knicks have the better roster. I feel like the Knicks have the better roster, right?
Mhm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
My frustration is that we play so close to the vest that if a team just goes on a otherworldly run, it kind of takes us away from what we normally do. And even though we have the ability to come back from a 14-point, 20-point, 20 whatever point lead, you don't want to have that be the status quo. You want that, like Coach said the other night, the game that we lost, man, put your foot on their neck. That's what champions do. That's what Coach said. put your foot on their throat because that's what champions do, and we didn't put our foot on their throat because we're not champions, basically. Hey, Christy, what's good? JM is in the building. Pete, what's good, man? Yeah, man. We're trying, man. We're trying to get to that place, man. I'm trying to get Coach to recognize that he is a megastar in the making. I'm trying to get Lee to recognize, man, that one of these days people are gonna be like, yo, Sam Russell, Casey Powell, Corey Lee. You know what I'm saying? But everybody started off somewhere. They didn't start off on top. Yeah. So, hey, Nick Yak, I saw you. Nick Yak had a point earlier. I wanted to point out earlier. It was before the shouting match. Nick Yak said we was talking about all this stuff and we need to worry about the next game. And Nick Yak was absolutely right. What I would say though, Nick Yak, I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all know we all want to win, right? This channel legit runs about 330 times per year. Like at least 330 days a year, you're gonna see some type of Blanche Tears content, bro. That's a lot. At least I'm talking about days. I'm not talking about shows, because a lot of those days, some of those days are gonna have multiple shows on them. So the question about do we love the Knicks is not even a question. Our thing is though, of all and this is just me and Nick Yak, right? Of all the conversations we had about Mitchell Robinson, of all the times you legitimately heard me critique Deuce McBride, who I love, right? Why do we wait till our season is in the balance to start shaving their minutes? And if that's a thing, how do I have faith in Tom Thibodeau to turn this thing around in Game 5? How does Tibbs turn this around, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, Vert must be. Vert, you going?
And that. And my point is, bringing any of those young guys up or whatever, it had nothing to do with wanting them to come in now, or I'm not even dreaming of those scenarios. I'm just, we were just talking on Tibbs' decision making, what he set his own table for. His lack of doing that earlier in the game, now he doesn't have that in his bag to go to, because none of those guys, or even the vets we have, are prepared to contribute, because they haven't had a significant piece of this rotation up to this point. So to count on them or anybody that's been on the bench besides Mitch and Deuce is asking too much, because he hasn't gone there all year. So we're stuck with what we got, because we can't adjust, because there's no one else has played to make a different adjustment. So that's why those young guys were brought up. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the sub patterns tonight. The sub patterns tonight didn't feature young guys. They featured DeLon Wright, Precious, Landry Shamet, and left out Cameron Payne. Those are the.
I was wondering where he was at.
Yeah, those are the things that I'm talking about. Like how will we, how do we fix that? Yeah, this is Lee. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This loss, right? Game 1 was heartbreaking. Game 4 was heartbreaking, bro. Game 4 is not as heartbreaking as Game 1. But
I disagree to it. I think this game was more disappointing than Game 1.
You can't disagree with me about how I'm feeling, though, bro.
Oh, no, I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm with you. I agree with you. They're both disappointing. I think tonight, just for me, in my opinion, and I apologize if I was trying to like over try to outdo yours, but no, tonight was to me was this was the worst for me. This really had me looking like left as somebody who I admire and revered, and I put my hopes into to this coach because I defended him a lot, and I took a lot of smoke, caught a lot of smoke behind him. But tonight was the one that just really had me scratching my head, like, what's really going on?
Yeah, we got to throw that. I disagree thing, man. We got to throw that away. We gonna try to throw. We're gonna try to throw that away a little bit. Hey, Tori B, I'm tired too. I'm going to take it to the house. I'm already in the house, but I'm ready.
Yeah, and like the part for me is I don't think that the Pacers are in a better position. Um, their their franchise or whatever, because if I'm going to keep it a buck, we're a couple of game one miracle on their end, and game two we let that one get away too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we're those 2 games away from being up 3-1 ourselves. If you want to just chalk this one up to them, go ahead. Um, it should be 3-1 us right now. And if you look at it that way, I do feel we are in a good position moving forward as a roster. Yeah, every team can't be complacent. We gotta always be adapting to our surroundings.
Mhm.
Game to game, from series to series, and more importantly, from season to season. Because we've seen the era of the dynasties are no more. Like because of the way the CBA and the aprons and the cap and all this stuff, the NBA isn't built for a team making a few-year run anymore. Like that Warriors team is probably the last. We ain't had a back-to-back champ in a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Since Warriors.
You know,
Yeah.
everyone thought Boston was going to be, and now they're even talking about. So, are we in a position like we're in a position with our core to make a nice run? That's what makes this frustrating. It's like a year earlier. This has been like a pleasant surprise to be here. But now that we're here, I want it all, just like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Because
It's a tease, man.
you can see how good we really can be. That's what
Mhm.
hurts, and especially against a team right now that I just know we're better than.
Hey, man, what if Cat can't go Friday?
And we're going to see Mitch and Precious. And a lot of ISO Brunson.
Yeah, man.
But no, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, nah, man. I'm at a point where I think we're probably a Herculean effort away from what we need. I don't know, bro. I'm at the end of I think I'm at the end of the line with Tibbs. Because I think because I'm like a raisin in the sun, right? My natural thing is to be happy and excited and all of this about my team that I love, but I'm dragged into a place where it's just like I don't know what.
Every game, Freezy, we both watched this year together. How
And I
many
enjoy
times?
that.
Yeah,
And I enjoy that
love
too, y'all. And if you're not a fan, Coach, we got to get everybody to come over to Playback TV.
Yeah, for real. Like the amount of times, it'd be fun to go back because I think we found a way to make a highlight reel of all the times. What is Tibbs doing here? Josh, what are you doing? You know, like just the sound bites of all the times we say some of them things. And we can say them things throughout a game all year. I'm talking about from game 1 all the way to game 82. And then all the playoff games.
All the preseason games.
Yeah. And we still found a way to support Tom Thibodeau and find a silver lining and really support him. But if y'all would hear us all season, how many times we've second guessed him, even in wins, and despite some of the things, like even when we're comfortable, why is he leaving the starters in? What's he doing? You know.
Can I add to that, please?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, it was in game 6 where it was like I was buying into, you know what, there is a method to his madness with Coach Tom Thibodeau, you know, leaving the starters out there, playing strictly with a 7-man rotation, but that quickly went away in game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I felt like doing that is like unsustainable, and it's like the lineup changes that were crucial to us coming back into this game, defending the lead, just wasn't there. And you guys talk about Josh Hart, you know, to me, let me just say this about him. You know, I know like he's a very like dedicated player. He really puts his body on the line, but to me, he's like a dog who thinks that he's part of the herd. You know, you ever see a farm, you know, where you have a dog that just hangs around the cows long enough to think that it's one of them. Well, that's how I feel about Josh, and it's like he's not being put in positions where he can be useful, and it's like all that minutes that were devoted to him were just wasted on him, you know, being useful so poorly. And you know that comes to other you know personnel decisions as far as the roster is concerned. But I just been thinking that you know going since we're getting nearer and nearer to the off season, I just think there needs to be some changes made to the bench, and I just think that we're that particular area, I think is where the Knicks can really improve, and I think they can still make a deep title run, you know, for next season. So, but do I have faith in Tibbs to answer the question you asked me, Coach Freezy? I don't know, to be honest with you. He's got one game left to prove me otherwise, but you know, you got to take this thing game by game, man. And it's like, and if one slip up, that's it, you're gone.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you sharing that, bro. Because it takes a G. It takes a G to admit that in front of the whole universe. You feel me? Like you could have easily have said something like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna win it all, man. We're gonna win 7 straight." You know what I'm saying? But it take a G to be like, you know what, man? I don't know, bro. This is how I'm feeling right now. You feel me? Like to share, like how we feeling about the Knicks, bro. It puts you in that space of you want something so bad, and at the same time, you are not in control of anything.
Yeah.
Right? You want it so bad, but you control nothing. Right? Like for instance, there are times where you see Mikal Bridges shoot, you're like, oh, I wish I could just go out there and shoot that 3 for him. Nah, bro. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't it's not gonna happen. I wish I could send Tibbs in the back and bring Red Auerbach out to coach the second half. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. Right? None of that's gonna happen. The thing is we can be as passionate as we want about the team that we love. Ultimately, the only thing that we control is this right here. That's it. We've all played We've all played sports at some level. We've all been a part of some organization. We all do a few things good in which we feel like we don't get enough credit for the thing that we do good. We all have been in those places. And to watch the Knicks put together so much talent over a 5-year stretch and get to this point, and you're like, man, you know what? Are we really that much better than we were at the end of the Carmelo Anthony years? The answer is yes, obviously. Obviously is yes. But what have you attained? Like since Carmelo Anthony was traded for Doug McDermott and Enes Kanter, Enes Freedom, what have the Knicks attained? What have the Knicks attained in that stretch? Have they won their own division? No. Have they won their own conference? No. Have they had an MVP? No. Right. And so while it sounds like I'm dimensioning it, I'm not. What I'm saying is I know that success is on the horizon, but I've been told success is on the horizon since 1975. And I know the Knicks won a championship in 73, everybody. Oh, the Knicks won a championship in 73. Listen, I said, when I was told success was on the horizon, not when the Knicks won a championship.
Freezer, you've been a Knicks fan longer than I've been alive. So
that's not good.
We got the #1 pick. We're getting Ewing.
Yeah.
We're gonna win now.
Chip soon come. Yep.
We just traded Cartwright to the boat. We got Oakley. That's the help Ewing needs.
Yep.
Oh, we finally got a shooter with him. Starks.
It's a broke man's Christmas. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We got the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
We the #1 seed. We got 60 wins.
Incremental steps.
Yeah.
I've been living with this for a long time, boys. There's levels to this, and it doesn't make us old OGs and old heads any better Knick fans or bigger Knick fans. It's just when you've heard this tune this many times, like, look, I respect and love, like Freezy here, he thinks Hotel California is the best song ever created.
Ever.
And I agree, it's an amazing song. But now that I've heard it 1,000 times, it's lost its luster with me a little bit.
Right.
It's just like the Knicks. I've been hearing we're almost there. This is going to be our year. And it doesn't mean I'm giving it up. If you could have saw the way Freezy and I, we lean more towards the fan side while we're watching the game. But we still try to be, a little bit of analysty. But if you saw the way we fanned and how much we believe and we have hope and all the ups and downs and the peaks and valleys of a basketball game, you wouldn't, but when we come here and talk to y'all about this, we try to leave a little bit of that side out of it, because we're trying to provide a certain atmosphere of.
And one day the channel is going to be big like Mr. Beast.
Yeah. Unlike the way Reggie Miller does and unbiased, try to be a neutral, unbiased
Impossible.
analyst.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. I'm still going to be the first one pounding on the table and saying, hell yeah, every time Brunson hits a floater in the lane, every time Cat hits a three, every time he drives to the lane, every time Mitch gets a dunk back, I'm going to be the first guy in line pounding on the table. Hell yeah.
Giving kudos.
I know we can do it. We got this. I ain't giving up. But I have to I try to put both sides out there. What's in my head because I'm not able. I wear my heart and my truth on my sleeves. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing for the good or the bad.
Yep.
You know, I'll be the first to say, hell yeah, we got a chance. Hell yeah, this team's good. We can win it all. But I'm not. I'm going to be realistic and say we have a good chance of effing it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because our own damn dumbness, our turnovers, our Tibbs doing dumb stuff, Brunson doing dumb stuff, Hart, Bridges, everybody. The rotation. You just got to see all the sides of it. It doesn't make us non-believers or we're giving up or thinking about the rest of the season. We just, as a show and a society, we can't just pander to all the people that agree with all the good stuff all the time or all the stuff that we don't want a bunch of yes men around. You know, that's what Freezy doesn't want either.
No, I ain't gonna have it. No, I ain't gonna have that.
You know, we gotta cover all. It's like an octopus. You gotta cover all the arms of the octopus. Like, there's some people that think we gotta blow it all up. There's some people that say we gotta stay the course. So we try to cover all them angles for all our fans. We can't just make this show only for the guys that agree with us. You know, because it's impossible. You never have a room full of grown men all agree on something. No. You know, one thing we're all going to agree on this panel and everyone in chat right now, we all agree we want the New York Knicks to win. We want them to win right the hell now. Mm-hmm. And that's what it comes down to.
Let me get Cash. Let me let Cash get some. Hey, Cash, what's good, bro?
What's up, Cash?
Hey, what's good? What's good, everybody?
I'm gonna have to get a mix up, bro, because y'all mics be coming in.
Yeah, well, I know I'm trying to multitask here, so I know my mic might not be the best. Yeah, I'm in the midst of trying to multitask, but go ahead. I'm just listening, man.
Hey, Cash, I'm about to get out of here because I gotta hit the clock at like 6:45.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. All right. You know, bad loss, but you know, as a Knicks fan for many years, I'm not giving up, man. I am not giving up. We take it one game at a time, and you know, you do your analysis, and you make adjustments. Adjustments need to be made. What those adjustments are, it's tough, man. It's tough. I know one thing. Haliburton, man, that guy, you gotta, what's the word that I'm looking for? Don't let him go off. You're not gonna stop him, but don't let him go off, man. Make somebody else beat us, man.
I'm gonna say this, Cash. I was wanting to say this since the thing for Friday. Do the opposite of what Cash said. Right? Do the exact opposite of what Cash said. That's what I was thinking, Cash. Right? What I want to do Friday, in order for us to win at the Garden, take away all the passing lanes. Don't switch. Don't hedge. Let Tyrese Haliburton cook Jalen Brunson. Right?
Yeah.
And instead of sacrificing 5 guys to the temple, you sacrifice 1 guy. Let Tyrese Haliburton put up as many shots as he wants. Shoot till his arms fall off. Right? And I think that's the strategy to go with because we tried all different types of other strategies and none of them work. Right? Defensively, as a matter of fact, the only time we won in this series is, and I know this is going to sound cliche, but we outscored them instead of holding them down. You know what I'm saying? I think we held them to like 77 shots, but it's not like they shot a bad percentage. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying
it's been like the
Brunson,
and probably to add to that, like you said, make him shoot. Don't let him drive to the hole and get easy layups, man. He got. It seemed like to me quite a few easy buckets tonight, man.
Yeah, I'm letting him have it. I'm letting him have it. I'm letting Haliburton go for 50. I want him to have 50 points and 2 assists. is what I'm looking at. I want to see others try to beat us off the dribble. I want to put a thing
Yeah.
in the wheel of a monkey wrench in the wheel of their offense, and see if they can do something else outside of being Halliburton centric. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Just atomize their efforts, you know,
Yep.
And
with just one player.
the only other person I would be concerned about is Siakam, though. We don't want him to go off neither.
If he go for 40 and Halliburton go for 40, that's 80 points.
That's true. But no, I ain't giving up, man.
Yeah.
I've been a Knicks fan too long. But I always say, man,
I don't think anybody's giving up.
No. But I always say if you're gonna go out, because and I got to be real about the chances. I ain't going out like a punk. I'm going down swinging.
Going down swinging. Yep.
Yep, that's it. That's the only thing, man.
Yep.
I'm going down swinging. So that's it. I ain't pointing no fingers, trying to, oh, it's his fault. Nope.
But the thing is that you got to try. You got to try new stuff. So,
We're at a point where Tibbs needs to just go outside the box, man. I mean, I know he old school, but you ain't got sugar honey iced tea to lose at this point, man.
Yeah, plenty of
You
time
really
to do
don't.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you really don't, man. You ain't got sugar honey iced tea to lose.
right. Well, on that, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us, man.
Thank you, Fleazy.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah,
thank
man.
you, Chief.
Yo, I just want to
Rocker.
say, bro, listen, this has been like Knicks fan therapy for me.
Appreciate you, bro.
For real.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate
brother.
you. Yeah. On that, man, we're gonna get out of here. Peace, y'all.
Peace
Later.
out.